Hey everybody. So today we're going to be talking about finding the zeros, which means uh, we're going to find out what makes this whole function equal to 0 right here. And actually then we're going to mark them as x-intercepts on the graph, because zeros and x-intercepts are the same thing. We'll also do the same in reverse. My dog is getting into some stuff. It's a good time. Anyway, so what we do to find the zeros is uh, we set each little factor equal to 0. I'll do them in separate colors so you can see. Some of them are really easy to find, like the red and blue will be really easy to find. Green will be a little harder, but not bad. Whoops, I messed up on blue already. So, hey, leave it. So, we're going to do this now. We'll go, for red, we'll add 3 to both sides, because it's a -3, so that's the way to do it. For blue, we'll -2 to both sides. You can write it out, you don't have to. And for green, we actually have to do some solving here. So we'll go, okay, -7 to both sides. So that puts a -7 on the right. If we go, you can think about it as just like -7 to both sides, which cancels those ones out. Then we go, okay, now I gotta divide by 2. So divide by 2 to both sides, which would get me equals -7 over 2. You can also plug that into a calculator and you get -3.5. So what I have is I have 3, -2, and -3.5, and those are actually all x-intercepts. So you're like, how do I do a 3.5 x-intercept? Well, -3.5 would be -1, 2, 3, and then halfway. So the graph crosses there. You don't have to look at what the whole graph does. I just wanted you to see the way the x-intercepts are. X plus 2, so that ends up as x equals -2, so that means the intercept's at -2. So the zeros aren't from the factors, they're from, the intercepts aren't from the factors, they're from the zeros. Red is x equals 3, so we put red there, and you've marked them on the graph. So we found the 3 zeros, and we marked them on the graph. So I am going to have you guys do one of these in a minute, but actually let's have you do one now. So I'm going to erase this, and we'll do another one. Go, okay. I want you guys to find x minus 2, find the zeros for, and mark, and you don't have to mark them on the graph obviously, but you might tell me where the x-intercepts are. And we'll say 2x minus 3. So one easy one, one harder one. So I'll pause it. I'll let you find the x minus 2 0. Okay, now I'm going to actually help find it. So we go x minus 2 equals 0. Add 2 to both sides. Boom. Okay. Then, now I'll give you a second to find the 0 for this guy, for green. So I'm going to pause it. Now I'm going to find it. So we'll go 2x minus 3 equals 0. So add 3 to both sides. So it disappears from the left and shows up on the right as a plus 3. Then we divide by 2 from both sides. So again, it disappears from the left, shows up on the right as a divide by 2. So x equals 3/2, which, if I want to be extra, I'll write that better here. 3/2. Okay, is it just official that my handwriting is the worst? Yes. There we go, which is also 1.5. If you put it in a calculator, you'll get 1.5. So when I'm putting them on the graph, you would get x-intercepts at 2 and 1.5, which they're really close together. That's kind of lame, but you know, that would be what it looks like. So the last question I'm going to ask is write an equation, and this one I'll let you try. Maybe I'll do one part of it. I'll let you finish it. I'll show 3 intercepts on this graph, and I want you to write an equation for them. So use what you found in mind. These will be the zeros, not the equations. So let's say we have purple point at -4 and a blue point at +2. So for the -4, I'm thinking, okay, so when they were whole numbers, they often ended up as opposites. So okay, let's do y equals x plus 4. I won't have you do the fraction ones. Khan Academy does it very rarely, so don't worry about it. Now I want you to figure out the blue one. Take a second. Okay, I'll show it now. It should be x minus 2 because the whole number intercepts and zeros are opposite of what showed in the factors. Okay, cool. Have a good one, everybody.